Welcome to free online classes of physics with Lambor sir. So dear students, we are discussing applications of vertical circular motion. In this lecture, we want to learn two more applications of vertical circular motion. And in earlier lecture, we discuss first application of vertical circular motion, and in that first application we learn motion of point mass or bob undergoing vertical circular motion. And that application we have discussed in two cases: point mass tied to a string and revolved in vertical circle, and in second case, that point mass or bob tied to a rod. And we find expressions for tension in the string and minimum speed of that bob at different points on vertical circular motion. So that was the first application of vertical circular motion. So let us discuss two more applications of the same vertical circular motion. So the second application, which is called as a spear of death. So spear of death is the most popular show which is performed in a circus. And in this popular show, the spear of death is nothing but a hollow spear which is mounted in that circus. And you can see the spear of death and the stunt performed by the motorcyclist riders in that spear of death. You can see this one is the hollow spear, and it is mounted in that circus, and the riders are performing stunts. So during this show, during this show, two-wheeler riders undergoes rides inside this hollow spear, and that hollow spear is nothing but called as a spear of death. And these two-wheeler riders are performing rides inside the hollow sphere, and their rides are in horizontal circle, in vertical circle, you can see in vertical circle also, in different circles they are performing the rides. And that rides, when they are performing in vertical circle, the motion of that riders is vertical circular motion. So in this case, rider starts with small horizontal circle. So in this spear of death, while riding, the riders are starting their motion with small horizontal circle. Initially, small horizontal circles. And then that riders are performing revolutions in vertical circle. You can see here the riders are performing rides in vertical circle. And dynamics of this vertical circular motion of that riders is same as that of the point mass tied to one end of the string that we have studied in the first application of vertical circular motion. So the vertical circular motion which is performed by these riders is same as that of vertical circular motion of point mass tied to one end of the string, except that force due to tension in the string is replaced here by force of normal reaction. So this is a spear of death. The two-wheeler riders are undergoing rides inside this hollow spear, and that hollow spear is called as spear of death. Now, when the show of spear of death starts. Initially, a rider, two-wheeler rider, performs nearly horizontal circles ऑफ इन्क्रीजिंग रेडियस. म्हणजे ज्यावेळी स्पियर ऑफ डेथ मध्ये शो स्टार्ट होईल त्यावेळेला टू व्हीलर रायडर्स जे आहेत, दॅट रायडर्स आर इनिशियली परफॉर्मिंग nearly horizontal circles. You can see here they are performing nearly horizontal circles. Initially, they are performing of increasing radius. And it is observed that while starting or stopping the rides by the two-wheeler riders, linear speed is more for larger circles, but angular speed is more for smaller circles. The riders are undergoing rides, that means circular motion inside this hollow sphere. But while they are starting or stopping their rides, it is found that it is observed that linear speed is more for larger circles and angular speed, that means frequency, is more for smaller circles. So this is how we can learn the second application of vertical circular motion in terms of sphere of depth. Now let us learn the third application of vertical circular motion, and in that third application we want to learn reaction of road on a car, which is also called as apparent weight of a car. And we know that when car or vehicle is moving along plain horizontal road, in that case weight of moving vehicle and weight of stationary vehicle, both weights are equal, and which is equal to normal reaction of the road on that car. But when vehicle is moving along convex bridge or when vehicle is moving along concave bridge, in that case mass of moving vehicle or weight of moving vehicle and the weight of stationary vehicle are not same, they are different. So in case of vehicle moving along convex bridge or concave bridge, the weight of that moving vehicle is different from the weight of that stationary vehicle. And that weight of moving vehicle along convex bridge or concave bridge is called as a apparent weight of vehicle. And that apparent weight of vehicle moving along convex bridge or concave bridge is equal to reaction of road on that vehicle. So when vehicle is moving along convex bridge or along concave bridge, then apparent weight of that vehicle is equal to normal reaction of road on that vehicle. So here we want to find the normal reaction exerted by road on the vehicle when that vehicle is moving along convex bridge and when that vehicle is moving along concave bridge. So particularly we will learn this application, third application, in two cases. In first case we want to learn apparent weight of vehicle or reaction of road on the vehicle when vehicle is at the top of convex bridge. म्हणजे ज्यावेळी एखादं व्हेकल कॉन्व्हेक्स ब्रिज वरून मूव्ह होत असेल, ट्रॅव्हल होत असेल आणि त्यावेळी when vehicle is at top of convex bridge, we want to find reaction of road on that vehicle when it is at the top of convex bridge. So for that purpose, we will consider a vehicle moving along a convex bridge with constant speed. Let us go through the diagram explaining motion of vehicle along a convex bridge with constant speed. So in this diagram, you can see this arc is nothing but the convex bridge. And we know that this convex bridge is a part of vertical circle. And a vehicle which is moving along this convex bridge is performing vertical circular motion. So let us go through one more diagram explaining motion of vehicle along a convex bridge. You can see here. And in this diagram, we know that M here, M is the mass of that vehicle. And V, V will be the speed of that vehicle, constant speed of that vehicle. And R, in this diagram, you can see here, R is the radius of this convex bridge. And this C is nothing but center of the convex bridge. So we know that as this vehicle or car is moving along this convex bridge, the car is performing circular motion. And we want to find the centripetal force required for the circular motion of this vehicle or car. So for that purpose, when vehicle is at the topmost of convex bridge, you can see here presently the position of that vehicle is at topmost of convex bridge. So when vehicle is at the topmost of convex bridge, forces acting on the vehicle at the topmost point of that convex bridge, forces acting on that vehicle, first force is nothing but weight of that vehicle. You can see here. And this weight is acting vertically downward. And the second force is nothing but normal reaction force exerted by the road surface, exerted by road surface on the vehicle. So second force is the normal reaction force N, which is directed vertically upward along the same line of weight of vehicle. So these two forces are providing the required centripetal force for the circular motion of this vehicle. The resultant, we know that the resultant of these two forces, that means weight of vehicle and normal reaction of the road. The resultant of these two forces are providing necessary centripetal force for the circular motion of this vehicle. And that centripetal force is directed towards the center of circle. That means vertically downward, the centripetal force will be directed. So resultant of these two forces means weight of vehicle and normal reaction force. Resultant of these two forces are providing the necessary centripetal force for the circular motion of this vehicle, and that centripetal force is acting vertically downward. And as this centripetal force is directed vertically downward, this mg, weight of vehicle, must be greater than normal reaction force. So we can write resultant of the two forces. See here, mg minus n gives the resultant of the two forces acting on the vehicle, and that resultant is providing this centripetal force mv square upon r. Now we know that apparent weight of this vehicle which is moving along this convex bridge is nothing but normal reaction of the road on that car. See here, apparent weight of the vehicle is equal to normal reaction. So from this equation we can find reaction of road on this vehicle. See here, N equal to mg minus mv square upon r. In this equation, this mv square upon r is the required centripetal force for the circular motion of this vehicle. This mg is the weight of stationary vehicle. When that vehicle is at rest, that time the weight of that vehicle is mg. And this n is the reaction of road on that vehicle. So equation 2 gives us expression for reaction of road on vehicle when vehicle is at topmost point of the convex bridge. And if you refer the equation 2, clearly we come to know that, see here, n is less than mg. So what is n? What is mg? We will learn on the next slide. See here, the same expression for reaction of road on the car, on the vehicle, when it is at the topmost point of convex bridge. N equal to mg minus mv square upon r. So from this equation, it is seen that this reaction of road and this is the weight of stationary vehicle. Definitely they are not equal. There is a difference. So it is seen that apparent weight, or this is the reaction of road on vehicle, is less than weight of stationary vehicle. And this is possible when vehicle is moving along convex bridge. So from this equation 2, we can draw two conclusions. First one, apparent weight of moving vehicle along a convex bridge, you can see here. If the vehicle is moving along a convex bridge, then in that case, apparent weight of this vehicle, that means N, is always less than weight of stationary vehicle. So this was the first conclusion that we can draw from equation 2. Also, we can draw one more conclusion from this equation 2. So, if the speed of that vehicle is increasing, that means V is increasing, then mv square upon r will also increase, and due to that n will decrease. So as speed increases, speed of that vehicle increases, reaction of road on that vehicle goes on decreasing. That means n goes on decreasing. Thus, normal reaction is an indication of contact of vehicle with that convex bridge. With that convex bridge. Hence, for just maintaining contact with the road, म्हणजे त्या व्हेकलनं रोड बरोबरचा कॉन्टॅक्ट हा जर जस्ट मेंटेन करायचा असेल तर n must be equal to 0. That means reaction of road on that vehicle must be equal to 0. Then the vehicle will just maintain contact with the road. So this condition we can substitute in equation 1. The equation 1 is this. And in this equation, if you substitute n equal to 0, then m and m will get cancelled from both sides. And from that, we will get v square equal to rg. And if we take the square root on both sides, we will get v equal to root rg. Instead of writing v, we can write v max equal to root rg. What is that v max? So this is maximum speed limit for a vehicle moving along a convex bridge, so as not lose contact at uppermost point. म्हणजे हा जो कॉन्व्हेक्स ब्रिज आहे त्याचा अप्परमोस्ट पॉइंट इथं आहे आणि या ठिकाणी त्या व्हेकलनं रोड बरोबरचा कॉन्टॅक्ट जर लूज करायचा नसेल तर किती मॅक्झिमम स्पीडनं आपण ते व्हेकल ड्राईव्ह करू शकतो त्याचं एक्सप्रेशन आपल्याला इक्वेशन 3 मध्ये मिळतं. सो इक्वेशन 3 gives us maximum speed limit for a vehicle moving along a convex bridge so as not lose contact at this uppermost point. And equation 2 gives us expression for reaction of road on vehicle when that vehicle is at topmost of convex bridge. So in this way, we learn reaction of road on a vehicle when it is at topmost of convex bridge. Now, we will learn concave bridge. Second case in this application, vehicle at the bottom of concave bridge. And in this case, we also want to find reaction of road on that vehicle when it is at the bottom of concave bridge. So we will consider a vehicle moving along concave bridge with constant speed, and the diagram explaining the motion of vehicle along concave bridge is like this. See here, this one is a concave bridge, and this concave bridge is a part of vertical circle, and this one is the vehicle which is at the bottom of concave bridge. And at this position, we want to find reaction of this road on this vehicle. We want to find the expression for reaction of road on this vehicle at the bottom of concave bridge. And vehicle moving along this concave bridge is performing vertical circular motion. So that's why it is the application of vertical circular motion. Let us go through one more diagram which is explains motion of vehicle along a concave bridge with a constant speed, and this vehicle is at bottom of that concave bridge. And in this diagram, this m is the mass of that vehicle, v is the constant speed of the vehicle, r रेडियस ऑफ दॅट कॉन्केव्ह ब्रिज. हा तो तुम्हाला कॉन्केव्ह ब्रिज दिसतो, त्याची रेडियस इथं म्हणजे कॅपिटल आर असणार, आणि त्याचं सेंटर इथं असेल, ते सेंटर ऑफ कॉन्केव्ह ब्रिज. This vehicle moving along this concave bridge is performing circular motion, and for that circular motion centripetal force is required. Who will provide that centripetal force? Let us learn. See here, when vehicle is at the bottom of concave bridge, you can see in this diagram vehicle is exactly at the bottom of concave bridge. Then forces acting on that vehicle, या vehicle वर बॉटमला असताना जे forces act होतात त्यातील पहिला force म्हणजे weight of vehicle acting vertically downward, and the second force is the normal reaction force, reaction of road on that vehicle, and it is acting vertically upward along the same line, means both the forces are acting along that, acting on the vehicle in the same line. Now resultant of these two forces, नॉर्मल रिॲक्शन फोर्स अँड वेट ऑफ व्हेकल, ह्या दोन फोर्सेसचा जो काय रिझल्टंट फोर्स आपल्याला मिळेल, दॅट रिझल्टंट फोर्स इज प्रोव्हाइडिंग centripetal force required for the circular motion of this vehicle, and that centripetal force must be directed vertically upward towards the center of that circle. So resultant of these two forces provides the necessary centripetal force, and that force is acting vertically upward towards the center of circle, and due to that, that n should be greater than mg. Therefore n minus mg gives you resultant of these two forces acting on this vehicle, and that resultant of the two forces are providing the required centripetal force, and due to that centripetal force vehicle is moving along this concave bridge performing circular motion. Now we know that apparent weight of that vehicle along this concave bridge is equal to normal reaction of road on that vehicle. So apparent weight of vehicle is equal to normal reaction of road on that vehicle. So from this equation, we can find the expression for that reaction of road on that vehicle. See here. Therefore, n equal to mg plus mv square upon r, equation 2 gives the expression for reaction of road on vehicle when it is at the bottom of concave bridge. And in this expression, in this equation 2, this mv square upon r is once again the centripetal force, mg weight of stationary vehicle, and this n is the normal reaction, means reaction of road on the vehicle when it is at the bottom of concave bridge. And if you observe this equation 2, we find that definitely n and mg are not equal. So clearly n is greater than mg. Means if you refer once again equation 2, which is expression for reaction of road on vehicle at the bottom of concave bridge, from this equation it is seen that this apparent weight of that vehicle, means reaction of road on that vehicle, is definitely greater than weight of stationary vehicle. That means n is greater than mg. That is, apparent weight of vehicle moving along a concave bridge is always greater than weight of stationary vehicle. So this is how we learn third application of vertical circular motion. And in that third application, we find the expression for reaction of road on vehicle at the topmost position of convex bridge and at the bottom position of convex bridge. Let us learn one more example explaining vertical circular motion. So, roller coaster that we know everyone. आपल्याला सर्वांना रोलर कोस्टर विषयी माहिती आहे. सो रोलर कोस्टर इज अ कॉमन इव्हेंट इन द अम्युजमेंट पार्क and you can see the video explaining the rides in a roller coaster. See here. So this one is a roller coaster, and the rides in roller coaster describes all possible factors that we have described in vertical circular motion. See here, during this ride, which is performed in a roller coaster, all parts of the vertical circular motion described above can be experienced. That means in this roller coaster, this is the topmost point, this is the bottom point, and these two are the horizontal positions in vertical circular motion. And we have obtained expression for tension at highest position, at lowest position, and at horizontal position. And also we find the expression for minimum speed at all the positions in vertical circular motion. So roller coaster is the best example explaining vertical circular motion. So in this way we learn the remaining two applications of vertical circular motion. So let us go through important points, additional points which are used for such competitive exams. MHCET, JEE and NEET यासारख्या एक्झाम मध्ये हे जे थर्ड ऍप्लिकेशन आपण शिकलो, रिॲक्शन ऑफ रोड ऑन व्हेकल, या थर्ड ऍप्लिकेशनचा ऍडिशनल जो पार्ट आहे तो आपण इथं लर्न करणार आहोत. सी हिअर, कॉन्व्हेक्स ब्रिज vehicle is tilted. Means once again we want to find reaction of road on the vehicle moving along this convex bridge. But the position of vehicle is tilted. The vehicle is not exactly at its topmost position. See here. This diagram explains that vehicle or car is moving along a convex bridge. But the position of that vehicle is different from the topmost position. And earlier we have find the reaction of road on vehicle at the topmost position. Vehicle topmost position ला असताना आपण रिॲक्शन ऑफ रोडचं एक्सप्रेशन फाइंड आउट केलेलं आहे आणि ते एक्सप्रेशन आपल्याला मिळालं n equal to mg minus mv square upon r. But in this case, the position of that vehicle is different from the topmost position. That's why vehicle is tilted. You can see here m is the mass of that vehicle, v, this v is the constant speed of vehicle, once again the radius of this convex bridge, and this one is the center of convex bridge. So if vehicle is in a position, that means tilted position, this vehicle is a tilted position other than topmost position, that time if vehicle is in a position as shown in figure above or a convex bridge, then how we can find reaction of road on that vehicle? So here in this diagram, at this tilted position, the forces acting on that vehicle are once again weight of that vehicle acting vertically downward. And second one, normal reaction force of this road. But these two forces are not acting along the same line. These two forces are making angle theta with each other. That's why here weight of that vehicle can be resolved in two components. Mg cos theta will be along the line of normal reaction and mg sin theta will be perpendicular to the line of normal reaction. Now this mg cos theta and n are providing necessary centripetal force required for the circular motion of this vehicle. And that centripetal force is directed towards the center of this circle, that means convex bridge. That's why mg cos theta must be greater than n. So here the difference between mg cos theta and n is providing the necessary centripetal force mv square upon r, which is directed towards the center of this convex bridge. And from this expression we can find reaction of road on this vehicle when vehicle is at tilted position. See here n equal to mg cos theta minus mv square upon r. So this expression is used to find reaction of road on the vehicle when it is at any position other than topmost position. Similarly, we can explain concave bridge vehicle is at tilted position. See here, concave bridge, vehicle is tilted. That means we want to consider here vehicle is moving along concave bridge. You can refer this diagram. So this one is the concave bridge. And the vehicle is moving along this concave bridge with this constant speed. But the position of that vehicle is different from the bottom position. So the vehicle is tilted. Now, in this diagram, m mass of that vehicle, v constant speed of that vehicle, radius of this concave bridge, and this is the center of the concave bridge. So if vehicle is in a tilted position, you can see here, vehicle is in a tilted position as shown in figure or a concave bridge, then how we can find reaction of road on that vehicle? So here at this tilted position, the forces acting on that vehicle are once again weight of the vehicle acting vertically downward and this normal reaction towards the center of this concave bridge. But these two forces are not acting along the same line, but they are making angle theta with each other. So here once again the weight mg, here weight mg can be resolved into two components. The component mg cos theta is along the line of normal reaction and another component will be mg cos theta perpendicular to line of normal reaction. Out of that, mg cos theta and n, these two forces are providing necessary centripetal force for the circular motion of this vehicle. So here n minus mg cos theta. Why n minus mg cos theta? Because that centripetal force is directed towards this center of this concave bridge. That's why n should be greater than mg cos theta. So we have taken n minus mg cos theta. So resultant of these two forces are providing necessary centripetal force for the circular motion of this vehicle. And from this equation, we can find normal reaction of the road. See here, this is the expression for normal reaction of road on the vehicle when it is moving along a concave bridge and its position is different from the bottom position. So in this way, we learn the two applications of vertical circular motion. In the first application, we learn about the sphere of death and the two-wheeler riders which are performing vertical circular motion in that sphere of death. And in the second application, we find or we learn reaction of road on the vehicle when it is moving along convex bridge and when that vehicle is moving along concave bridge. So with this, we are ending this lecture.